All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so glad that you are here. We're going to be talking about developments in AI. And as we were having a little chat in the pregame, there is definitely something interesting going on every single day. And truly, what we're looking for and what we're seeing is that the changes in AI are coming at lightning speed. That which we couldn't do yesterday, we certainly can do today. And the um, the possibilities are endless. So the big news this week, until the big news came out this week, was that Google released something called VO3. And VO3 is probably one of the biggest disruptors to the video industry. Is it there yet? No. But what it's able to do, even to rookies, is kind of interesting. And I thought that it would be appropriate for you to see what two people from the Wall Street Journal did. You should see my black screen right now. And I think you're going to be fascinated. Now, the people who did this video were not technical people. They had never put together videos and whatever. People had to tell them what to do, but they basically did it themselves. And I think you'll be impressed.
Hello, humans. I am Dr. Chip Motherboard, a totally real robotics expert.
I am definitely not AI. Okay, yeah, Chip is definitely AI. And I'm the real me, controlling that AI character. The film you're about to see, including Chip and all the other visuals, were created with AI video tools, including Google VO3. Most of the audio is also AI, except for my narrations. So stick around to the end to see how we did it. And action.
Rise and shine, Joanna. It's 6:15 a.m. It's going to be a great day. Oh, you'll feel better after a workout. I've sanitized your sports bra.
Thank you. I got Optimax 5000 to make my life better. It has me waking up early,
Here's a tasty breakfast.
eating healthy, and working out harder than I ever thought I could.
Remember, Jane Fonda always said, go for the burn, sweat. Chin up. That all you got? I got the face.
I was a lead engineer on the Optinax 5000 robots. We designed them to optimize workplace efficiency.
Here's some deep research for your presentation.
And the robots really got creative with that.
Time for your coffee IV drip.
Max really keeps me sharp at work.
Do you not know how to spell February? Put the R before you.
Though now that I think about it, he's not usually the nicest.
Pop music rots your brain.
He's really becoming a lot. And there's really only one place I go to get a break from him.
My privacy policy prevents bathroom entry. My ultra-sensitive microphones indicate you are not engaged in elimination activities.
And that's when I realized I had to do something.
Joanna, Please don't do this.
And 295 South, Spot South, 11 towards Washington, Jersey.
Good morning, Joanna. I made you your favorite breakfast.
Now that's more like it. Real me again. Not Botox me, not video game me, not Ashley Judd me, and not zero gravity me. And those were actually the best of what we got. Roll the bloopers. So yeah, lots of issues. But we wanted to push the limits of AI video. We wanted to make a film with characters and humor and meaning. Art even. Enter Gerard Cole. Gerard is a longtime video and audio producer. To get the consistency right, he generated approximately 1,000 clips to make what you just watched. And after trying lots of AI video tools, we found Google VO and Runway to be the best. Yes, in VO or Runway, we could have typed in a woman and a robot working out and gotten something. And even though she looks exactly like me, with that simple technique, we wouldn't have been able to make those characters consistent in every scene. And by the way, these clips and the sounds you hear were generated with VO3, Google's latest model that combines visuals and audio. Our film is actually a mix of shots from both VO2, VO3, and Runway. Let's dissect this scene to see how we did it. First, we had to create and gather our characters. We used Midjourney to design our star, Optimax 5000. It took a few iterations. To create me, we gathered some photos, and the neighborhood was made in Runway. Then we took these images of the characters and the background and put them into Runway's references tool and wrote a prompt describing the scene we wanted. Out came the first frame of the scene. Then we fed that image into Google VO and wrote a new prompt to create the motion. And then we picked the best version that AI generated. For some shots that didn't have characters, like in our suspense scene at the end, we used text-to-video prompts in VO3. And if you're wondering how we made this handsome fella, we used an image generator to create our ideal mad scientist. Then I did my best impression of how I thought he'd gesture and sound like on camera. Designed them to optimize workplace efficiency. And we uploaded the image and the video of me into Runway Restyle. Once we had the clips, we brought them into Adobe Premiere for editing and sound.
Maps's voice.
And Chip's voice
Were generated in 11 labs. The AI audio tool lets you describe the voices you want or even clone your own. But I recorded my own character because 11 labs couldn't quite get my inflection right. Go away. And that song you hear at the end of the film? Made with Suno, an AI music generator. And yes, the script was written by us humans, not AI. We estimate the total cost would have been around $1,000 for Google and Runway's tools. We paid for some of it, and the companies gave us special access to the rest. So why did we put ourselves through all of this? Well, AI isn't perfect. But if we were making this in real life, we would have needed a crew and a much bigger budget. These tools are improving scarily fast. But they're nothing without human input, creativity, and original ideas. As the film hopefully reminded you, we are not robots. Unlike this guy says, I love robots. I love robots so much.
So we are at a point, folks, where the AI is just really doing things that nobody thought possible. Now, that video could be made by just about anyone. Now, think about what it would be like to be doing this and, let's say, advertising your business. Totally realistic. Incredible, looking like it was shot in a professional studio. That is what's happening today. and it's going to get even easier. As soon as I got access to VO, well, if I see something, I have to create. So the first thing I created was a book, a manual, the first manual on how to use VO. And then I said, well, wait a minute. What's the point of having a manual on how to use VO without prompts to demonstrate how to do it correctly? Because I don't want people to waste their time. So I published a book of prompts. And then I said, wait a minute. People doing prompts, they might want to do audio too. What if I publish another book of prompts with audio? And I did that. And then a day later, I said, what if people really wanted to do this and know that they were doing it right? Well, I created a prompt machine that you tell what you want and it writes the prompts for you. We are at this stage now that we have powers. I would not be surprised within a relatively short period of time, you see more and more people turning to homemade video, and we're going to see a decline of Hollywood. I was on the phone with someone today who is a writer and has had some scripts published in Hollywood. And in the last contract with the writers, the number one concern was, and this was 2 years ago, are they going to be replaced by AI? And the studios, whatever the contract was, they had no idea. The writers were worried about themselves. Today, the studios have to start worrying about their survival. Now imagine that businesses who have not yet succeeded online with AI, they haven't seen the power, they haven't seen the miracle, they haven't seen anything special about AI. They are missing out on the magic. And yet, what if you were the one to provide it for them? The sky is literally the limit. The term that is in today is called AI agents. AI agents. And just about every single leading figure in the tech world is talking about AI agents. Jeff Bezos said, the future is AI agents. It didn't make the news this week, but Bezos is repositioning many of his employees. This one did not make the news. Why? Because he's suddenly realizing that AI can save him maybe a third of his workforce. I don't know if you know it, but just like Netflix makes its own videos, so does Apple and so does Amazon. I know someone who is one of the heads of production an Amazon movie. And now we have this equalizer coming out that any single one of you may become the person who um, who publishes the next winning movie that goes viral. Because people are looking at movies like this that the one that you saw, and they're fascinated by it. But right now, it's a joke, it's a trick, it's people marveling at what it is. But what happens when it starts teaching? What happens when it starts teaching history or math? You know, I suspect that AI is going to replace education as we know it today. I have my stepson goes to college, and there were recently articles about this in the New York Times. A woman at Northwestern University in Chicago um, was given a bad grade on her exam because the teacher suspected that she used AI on the exam. She didn't take it lying down. She researched the professor who delivered everything over Zoom instead of a classroom environment. And she found out that everything he put out, from his syllabus to his exams, even the way he graded exams, was with AI. How could she tell? Because he was so careless that he left the prompts in the middle of the work. It wasn't hard to figure out. And now she is reversing the school's decision to punish her by suing the school, demanding a refund of the tuition for that course when the professor didn't actually teach. He just AI'd his way through the semester. Year from now, 2 years from now, well, I don't believe that that colleges are going to be the same. Why would someone spend thousands, tens, 20,000 of dollars to go to a university only to find out that most university teachers don't want to come to class anymore? During class time, they go on Zoom. They don't go into their office. They don't meet with students. It's becoming remote education. And that's not what people are looking for. And so I see things really changing in every sector of the world. Every aspect of our lives, from cooking to entertainment, is going to be changing, and is going to be changing rapidly. Now, OpenAI, which of course is Google's rival, OpenAI made ChatGPT. They just announced that they are moving into creation of devices. And devices means that you're literally going to have these powerful AI tools in the palm of your hand. Imagine that. Now, right now, you can hold up in your hand your phone, and you can talk to AI agents, and they will create for you without any background whatsoever. So let me ask you a question. AI, how many people, what do you see in the future? Type in where you see AI going in the chat. Type in, where do you see AI? What do you think the next big breakthrough in AI is going to be? Let's hear what you've got to say. Let's take a look at the chat and see what people are saying there. I want to make money making affiliate websites with video. Oh man, you are in the right place. Continue with coding and replacing coders. Absolutely. Programming is who needs programmers today? Personal movie studio. Oh, that would be so cool. You have a device and you tell it what to do, and it creates movies just by talking into it. YouTube automation. Okay. Transforming education, full-time personal assistants. Medicine will be transformed. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to tell you this. Doctors don't like to talk about this, but when they go into their back office, they take out, now there is AI for doctors that we don't have access to, but they go in there and they put in symptoms, and the AI tells them what questions to ask or what blood tests to order. It's absolutely fascinating when you see this. But when you talk to the doctors behind the scenes, they admit that this is going on. You could eventually have an AI create an AI, impersonate an AI. That's true. Medicine, treatment, diagnosis, all of these things are possible. Climate awareness and incentives. A device that will measure and determine one's individual carbon footprint. Gamify by rewarding. Herb, you could build that today. Okay. Um, you could be, some of the things that people are saying, people could build today. Let me ask you a question. How many people, just with a simple yes, think at some point in their life they might like to write a book? Book on whatever topic you want, a personal story, a romance novel. Oh man, we are lighting up here with the number of people saying yes. Vincent said he's written 2 books already. I'd love to write a book. What if I told you that you could literally be an hour away from writing a book? Let me make it even further. What if I told you that you could be an hour away from writing a bestseller? All of this is possible today. Now, just to give you an idea of how much AI has changed, 2 years ago, I purchased a program called Movable Type. Movable Type cost $2,000. I was so excited by Movable Type. My friend Jim, who is on the call today, we did a webinar and we did a demonstration of Movable Type. And Jim wanted to do something in the meditation mindfulness niche. Jim, do you remember the niche that we typed in? You don't remember it. But it wrote the book in about 15 minutes, and the book was pure trash. It was unusable. The book used every jargon expression in the book that was possible. It was repetitive. It went on for chapters and chapters without delivering a single piece of quality content. And that was the state of the art then. Now we have the state of the art today. How many people would like to see me get started on a book right now? Live. Let's get started on a book. People were saying yes. Okay, so let's go. Let's go to Manus. And I'm going to share my screen with you. Where's my buddy here? Okay, now let's go. What should we write this book about? Put a topic in the chat. Put a topic in the chat because we're going to create this book based on what you see. Underwater basket weaving for beginners, crypto investing, a mystery, hydroponics, superheroes, 50-page rhyme with 13-chapter morals to the story. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's get some more. Nutrition for autoimmune patients. Ooh, that would be good. Finding your true self. 100 best strains of MMJ. Okay. The history of peace. Okay. Any more? Come on, don't be shy. 180 days around the world. I do like Vincent's nutrition for autoimmune patients because we actually have a relative that my wife is in the other room talking to who has an autoimmune disease. She has MS and nutrition is a real problem for her. So please outline a book on nutrition for people with, I'm just going to say with MS, since we have a relative do that, and that's an autoimmune disease. It is aimed at people who have MS or their parents or caretakers. Make this book simple to read, include lists of the best and worst foods for people with MS. Now, I'm going to submit this to Manus. Now, I'm making this look easy, but a lot of people get really messed up on the prompt. It's not as simple as I'm making it look. Okay, so Manus is typically going to ask me some questions. Clarify user requirements. Here we go. How detailed would you like the outline to be? Number one, detailed outline. Number two, anti-inflammatory, perhaps FODMAP related. 3, yes. 4, from children to adults. 5, no. Okay, so I have now told, Manus has said, I want you to answer these questions so I can do this. Now, just showing you what's going on with Manus. Over here, you see that Manus is numbering the tasks, and we're on stage 2 of 6. Presumably, when we get to stage 6, it's going to be done. Now, you also can see Manus is searching now, and it's starting to look. It's now at the National Institute of Health, looking for the role of diet interventions in multiple sclerosis. So Manus has gone to work right away. It is now researching the topic. That's the first stage of what it's doing, researching guidelines. Now, Manus is going to compose this and let us look at the outline. And from the outline, then we can decide whether we want to go further. Now, here's something that you can't do with other AI programs. Ready? Watch this. I'm going to close it. Now, when you close, let's say ChatGPT, it stops working. It just stops. It can't work. You could be in the middle of the thing, getting ready to deliver your thing. You close ChatGPT or any of these others, and they are gone with the wind. But we're going to go back in a few minutes and check in on our friend Manus and see what is doing. The bottom line here is, if you can think it, Manus can pretty much do it. Now, I had a call today with our Manus Mastermind, and I was frankly blown away by the number of money creating projects that people had just created in weeks. Affiliates, man, we have a manual on how to use Manus in affiliate marketing. Manus will find the affiliate products that are high paying with low competition and tell you exactly who to target, what to do, wrote email scripts for you, wrote video scripts for you, emails, you name it, it does it all. Manus, for the early comers, Manus is going to bust open affiliate marketing. You're going to have an unfair advantage because unlike ChatGPT, Chat is still not updated till today. Manus is. You can ask Manus, hey, what happened today? And write an article about the events that took place today in Washington, D.C. And Manus will. It is current. It's also been fairly accurate as opposed to other AIs. I saw my friend Craig Perrine on, and Craig and I were writing a short story together. And I don't know where is Craig? You got a mic, Craig? Can you unmute?
Hey, Harlan.
Hey, so Craig, you remember we were right? You had picked a topic that you set in Rhode Island. Was it in the 1980s, 1970s, 1980s?
Yeah, I wanted to do an 80s themed romantasy, as it were. And we just, part of it was our brainstorming as we went through Manus. It was amazing that you kind of coached me through some as we went through the answering the questions. And yeah, so it had some time travel element to it as well that we we went with on the fly, which was fascinating.
And do you remember what happened when you doubted the accuracy of Manus?
Yeah, I've written a lot of books, and I've used AI for many of them. And I noticed this paragraph as I was scanning through it, and it talked about this heavy, beautiful. I think it was an oak door on the town library, And I thought, Harlan, if that ends up not being true, somebody's going to read that book and they're going to Google it, or they're going to live there and they're going to say, well, that's not true. This book is stupid. And so I Googled it and I found out that in fact it was true. And that detail that Manus had woven into the story was actually in the real world true. And so and I checked a few other things. I don't recall those right now, but I do remember that the wooden door as described was true. And I was very impressed that Manus had sourced that as it did the research. Now, I think it's important to remember that I didn't come to you and say, Harlan, I have this book that I really want to write. We came up with this on the fly. Manus did all of that on its own. And I was surprised at how easy that was. I didn't have to prepare that. I didn't have to lay the groundwork. This was really kind of an experiment that we were doing. And I'm just blown away at how that worked out. I've used pretty much every AI model out there to write books, including some of the ones that I agree with your criticism as described for the same reasons.
Now, since this is about updates in AI, are you aware that Netflix is about to release a movie on the exact same topic as your book?
Those, yes, no, I had not heard of that. That's amazing. That's super funny.
So get your book out first and then have on the title, "We were here first."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've got
but
the cover done and everything. I'm going through some final edits. I look forward to that.
but that's coming out this year, and they were talking about the filming up in Cape Cod and whatever. So your psychic powers came through, Craig.
I love it. I love it.
Uh,
I love it.
so you guys have just heard from somebody talking about how easy it is to generate a book with Manus. Now, I just checking in here. Manus is halfway done with its task, not fully done, but let's see how long it's going to be. I started the book at 8:29. It's now 8:38. It is 9 minutes, and it's halfway done with the outline. So when I tell you that you could crank out a book in an hour once you get going, how many books do you think you could crank out in an hour? Homeopathic cures book absolutely can be done. Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book about mastering the B quadrant. How about mastering the E quadrant? I was mildly panicked. There was another Craig when I asked him if he was there. How many credits did it cost me? Well, let's wait until we find out. How do you make them bestsellers? Well, we happen to have a secret weapon on the call. His name is Jim. And Jim is who's just waving there. Jim has really figured out the way to make some serious money. Back in the day, Jim wrote, just like I jumped on the Google VO, back in the day, Jim jumped on Facebook pages. About what year was that? Was that about 2010 or so? 2012? Okay.
Yes,
Um,
2010.
2010. Over the lifetime until you pulled the book because the algorithm changed so much. How many copies did you sell?
About 40,000. Amazingly so.
40,000 people wanted to understand how to better use Facebook pages. Imagine that you did that. Now, why was Jim's book so successful? Because Facebook pages were exploding at the time, and there was absolutely no guide on how to use Facebook pages. So here's the key. Now, it's great to solve problems. We solved a problem. We solved the problem by writing this book about what's going on in how do we do nutrition for people with MS. That is solving a real problem. What if I told you that if you solve people's problems, they will pay you very well for them? You solve a problem, you make it go away, and they will give you money. And guess what? Ask me how much I know about nutrition for MS patients. It's not very much, but nonetheless, you could take this book and show it to an expert, and they will tell you that we are getting closer to being done. It's on 6 out of 8, and we are at what are we at? We're at 13 minutes to write an outline. And by the way, from book to outline from outline to book is simple, easy. Now, a lot of people, like the people from the Wall Street Journal who made that video that we saw, we're doing it for fun, we're doing it for giggles, whatever. But I'm here to tell you that there is nothing like the money-making potential of AI today. Absolutely nothing. Whether it is affiliate marketing, whether it is doing videos for companies, helping provide building agents for them. I mean, okay, here's a question. How many of you have interacted, give me a yes if this is true, have interacted with a chat bot on a website? How many people have done that? Type yes if that's you. And the yeses are flying in. Okay, they're still flying in. The yes is me, yes, 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 yes. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. How many people how many people wished that that chatbot did a better job? How many people got frustrated? Type me if that frustrated. Oh boy, the me's are flying in. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So people come to websites and the guy thinks that he's really using AI, and you go to the website and you type in your question 24 hours a day, and it says, thank you for asking your question. Here are our most commonly answered. We will not be here to check you for your answers until this time. We'll get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. How many people think that sucks for customer service? Okay. But up until now, there wasn't another way. Now there is. Can you imagine what a business would pay for an intelligent, AI-driven customer service agent parked on their website? They would pay thousands of dollars a year. And you can take that agent and change the facts for it, and you can resell that agent again and again and again. Oh, sure, it exists now. Just the ones that I've seen haven't been very intelligent. We have a keto business, and people's number one question is, I didn't get my download. I didn't get my purchase. And they'll, write in at 4 o'clock in the morning because you obviously, it's the best time of day to start a keto diet at 4 o'clock in the morning. And they say, I didn't get my download. And they come in and imagine it says, okay, what email address did you use for your purchase? And it looks it up and it says, great, I verified your purchase. I have sent the download link to your email. Check it and check your spam folder. It should be there in about 10 minutes. Okay. The bottom line here is that AI as a future is just incredible. Now, I don't want to give away her secret, but one of my friends is on the call and we did a consulting call with her. And she has a business. Don't worry, Lori, we won't give it away. That is going to be AI based. And she is doing something that nobody has thought of. And it is, Lori, without saying what your business is, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, I can. Sorry about that. I was trying my track meet. Yes, I'm at.
Okay,
I don't
we're
mind
not
saying what
giving.
it is, but I won't say if you don't want me to.
No, I don't want you to say it because I don't want people thinking
Yep,
that
that's
they
fine.
can compete. Okay. What do you project that your income is going to be in the next 2 years?
Billions of dollars with a B. I have just got invited by the king of Dubai to come have a personal meeting with him so they can do it in Saudi Arabia. That's how big it is.
Okay.
Because it's so advanced.
In other words, Lori came up with an idea that would blow all your socks off. It's going to be everywhere. Within a year or two, you will be seeing Lori's creation everywhere. And it's just a money machine built on AI. Would you mind telling, without going into the topic, how did you come up with the idea?
Yeah, it's interesting. So really, the idea got come up with from a partner of mine that came up with this patented way to do it. And then I had a way to make it to where it would be go to market. My go to market was what was so unique on how we're not charging for certain things and charging for other things. So, and also I would say that one of the reasons that this has gone so well for me and so quickly, because when you're a startup, as you know, Harlan, trying to do something in the billions, you're going and calling on these big brands who expect you to be a lot further along than you are in your infrastructure. So Manus has allowed me, in the coaching I've gotten from you, I paid for all the things because I think everyone should do whatever they can when you put it out. It's always affordable. It's always great. But anyway, I used that and I was able to quickly, like I didn't have to spend weeks putting together like a killer, like well done. Like I had a full team, like I did at True Dog, that could model out stuff for me. Like I was able to use Manus in that capacity so that I was able to ideate with them to come up all these different scenarios and these returns on all these things that I would never have been able to do. Honestly, I would have had to pay someone like Dave from Growth Inc. maybe 10, 15 grand just to create one model for me. And then when I didn't like that model, what it told me, I would have to pay another 10 grand for a different model. And I love that about Manus. It just lets you ideate and it also guides you places where you wouldn't even think to go. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But I mean, it is because of you, honestly, and Manus. It's Manus. And you started talking about it and I watch everything you do because you're always up there. And then I just started using it. I was like, oh my God, this is so much better. And the formats are so great. And it's just, I'm killing it on everything because of Manus. I swear, it's so great.
Thanks, Lori, for coming on. Now, we're not giving away her thing, but let me tell you, I've worked and Lori has shared with me what she has. And let me tell you, she is not exaggerating about this. So let me ask you, what if you are sitting on $1 billion idea and you didn't know how to launch it? How many people here have had great ideas that they never fully acted on? Go ahead. No, but this is not a blame call, but go and tell me, have you had an idea that could have really gone big? Type it in if that applies to you. Potential ideas. 1,000,000%. Yes. Guilty. Don't feel guilty. Feel small now. Yes, 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 yes. More yeses. The bottom line is if you can think it, you can do it. My stepson wants to create um, books, graphic books on anime. And his girlfriend is an artist and she wants to illustrate it all. And I'm going, it can all be done very, very simply by Manus. Imagine if you had the next $1 billion idea. How do you come up with $1 billion ideas? Well, I'll tell you. You go someplace peaceful, you get out of your normal environment, you go someplace peaceful where you can chill, or where you can zone. It could be a coffee shop if you're not going to be, it could be a park. And you sit there and you just let your thoughts wander. And don't be surprised if something pops in. Now, we had a conversation before with Anton, who is very much big in human potential and human development. And the possibility that you could be sitting on an idea like this, it's not far-fetched. It could be you. I'm going to tell you that Manus is going to be creating the next generation of millionaires in the next year. If you just opened up a YouTube channel and if you were on our call today showing secrets of how to build a YouTube channel, you would think that the world just gave you the earliest birthday present ever. I mean, I was listening to people who had written books. I was listening to people who had written their life story with Manus. I had listened to people who are now figuring out ways of getting it illustrated that they never thought of before, and I helped them solve their problems. Help someone build a website. I built a tool live for everybody to see. The bottom line is, with support and with guidance, you can do just about anything. The only thing that limits you is that you haven't done it yet. Someone on the young lady who had written the book of 85,000 pages, she said, Harlan, I made a mistake. And I said, oh my gosh, I thought everybody in our mastermind was perfect. You mean you're human? And everybody started laughing because we all make mistakes, present company included. But mistakes mean you are one step closer to getting that idea out the door and having it turn into a profit. Let's go back over here and take a look at Manus, because Manus has finished our outline. and you should be able to see it here. Let's pull this out of the way, make it, here's a simple guide, what the book will cover, who's it for, a note on medical advice, MS and the role of diet, nutrition basics for everyone, important micronutrients for MS, hydration MS, reading food labels, anti-inflammatory eating, understanding inflammation, anti-inflammatory diet approach, anti-inflammatory superfoods, food map considerations, FODMAP, following a low FODMAP diet, FODMAP friendly meal planning, age specific nutrition guidance, picky eating, teenagers, nutritional needs during puberty and growth spurts, sports nutrition and MS, nutrition for adults, practical meal planning, 15 the best and worst foods, 20 foods that may help manage my MS systems, foods to limit or avoid with MS, substitution guide for problematic foods, meal planning, breakfast recipes, lunch recipes, dinner recipes, snacks and desserts, putting it all together, you're personalized, working with healthcare providers. Whoa, I thought this was going to be a short book. 21 common challenges, 22, and appendices. Everything. Okay. Give Manus a rating on that outline. Give Manus a rating on that outline. Pretty darn thorough. People saying 10 out of 10, 10, 10. That's crazy. 10. Now watch this. How well did Manus complete this task? I rate it. Did a good job. When I do that, it gives me 100 credits. So let's go see what we've done today. Let's look at my credits. Nutritional guide for people with MS. It cost 255 credits. Okay. Now, every day, Manus gives you 300 credits. So I am left with the 45 credits, and Manus just gave me 100 credits back. And by the way, Manus just gave me some add-on credits. I looked in there and I went, wait a minute, how did I get 65,400 credits? Manus just handed them to me. So from here to book, very simple to do. And everyone is saying that. So let me ask you a question. You saw me create the outline of a book. The actual book could be done in another hour with, matter of fact, before I go to bed, I could say, that was great. Please create the book one chapter at a time. And it will. Just go on to the next chapter. Don't wait. I'm going to sleep. I'll see you in the morning with all of the chapters done. Okay? And then I have a finished book. You do have to read it through. Of course you read it through. It's riddled with errors at time. Not Manus. Not Manus. Haven't seen that. Have not seen Manus making errors like other things. Let me ask you a question. How many people believe that they could write a book now, having seen what we just did? How many people think that it's possible? And I haven't even gotten into walking you step by step on how to do it. And people are saying, me, I can do it. I absolutely can do it. And the answer is you absolutely can do it. This is something you can do. Now, we believe that the best way to learn Manus is by doing it under guidance, not just say, here's Manus, go ahead and do it. A lot of people get frustrated that way. No, that's not the goal. The goal is, if you're serious, whether it's about writing books and cranking out books and learning how to write books that solve problems, well, you can. Let me share something with you. I don't know how many of you know this handsome fella. His name is Travis Sago. He's written a fantastic book, Make 'em Beg to Buy From You. And I said to Travis when I was doing a demonstration, Travis, have you thought of taking that book and publishing it to other markets? And he said, yes, I would like to recreate the book for coaches. I said, can you send me a PDF? He sent me the PDF. I uploaded it to Manus, told Manus, please rewrite this book so it's appropriate for coaches, keep the language similar, keep each chapter similar in length, and go at it. And Manus did it. We even had AI do the cover, and I think that the AI cover is better than the original. It got the wrinkles out of his shirt. His skin it looks better. I like this cover better than the other cover, but don't tell Travis. And when I spoke to him the next day and I delivered the finished book to him, I said, okay, how did the book do? How did it do? He said, only needed minor changes. And a day later, he went and posted in his group and say, I'm thinking of creating a book just for coaches. And how many people would think it's a good idea? And everybody was going nuts. Yes, do it, do it, do it. And so I was in his group and I posted a comment that said, Twicky Wabbit. And Travis posted, it's your fault. Well, you know what? I'm glad that it's my fault. And I'd like it to be your fault and my fault that you start experiencing success. Because I want to ask you, I have some questions that I would like to ask you now. Do you think that you understand that you can harness Manus exactly as it is to make some serious money in less time? Type yes if that applies to you. Type yes if that applies to you. And the yeses are just like coming in. It's okay. Next question. Were you glad you showed up today? Did you get some value being here? And the yeses are coming in. Do you realize that when less than a fraction of the percent of the world knows about Manus, they're still in the dark ages of AI. You have an unfair advantage. And do you see, most importantly, that there is a direct connection between Manus and money? Manus and money. Oh, you put together a website with Manus. Fantastic. absolutely fantastic. I love hearing that. I mean, today's call that I had with people building websites and building tools and building prompts, um, it just blew me away because in a very rapid time, people are able to translate Manus into marketing gold. And that makes me truly happy. Now, Lori, who has a billion dollar business, paid me big money to consult with me and get my ideas and work with her on Manus. And frankly, I know that most people just aren't prepared to lay out my hefty consulting fees to work with me. And this is what I'm all about. You see, there is nothing that I like more than seeing people succeed. And I have helped people succeed and build extraordinary businesses. I tell the story of my former student, Benny, who was basically fairly dysfunctional, um, and ended up building, no joke, a 9-figure business. A 9-figure business out of literally nothing. Out of smoke and mirrors, he built a 9-figure business and sold it. And now, in his spare time, he drives a yacht that looks almost the size of Jeff Bezos' yacht up and down the intracoastal in Miami with his wife, who's wearing that must be a 20-carat ring on her finger. And he opened up another business just to give his family something to do that he has literally nothing to do with. Because when you sell a business for 9 figures or more, you're pretty much set, at least for a couple of weeks, right? I mean, with the cost of dining out in restaurants and captains to polish your boat and stuff like that. All of these things are, they add up over time, chopsticks, sushi, etc. He'll go for a long time before he runs out of money. But the main thing is that when I work with people, they make money. Now, I understand that most people do not have the money to pay me the thousands that people pay me for projects. Today, someone wanted to get on my schedule. True story. Got on my schedule. I told them that the consultation would be $5,000, and he said it has to wait until the end of June. And I said, sorry, I have an opening now. I don't suspect that I'm going to have an opening at the end of June. I'm going to pass. And he said, you're turning down $5,000? I said, yeah. Because I want people who want to take action, not in a month, but today. Not, okay, when I think about it, but today. And so what I've done is I've put together a rather exceptional opportunity, which we call Manus, the School of Manus AI Mastery. And let me show it to you. These are courses: the Manus Mindset, Manus Mastery, get the most out of this course, AI Foundations. This was our last, was how to create tools. Let's go back to our classroom. a magic tool to teach you how to write prompts. And if the tool wasn't enough, there's a prompt guide, a video on how to think like Manus, 50 ways to make money with Manus. People are picking this up and running with it. The Manus Money Calls, the Manus Affiliate Guide I told you about, an entire manual on how to use Manus, cracking the YouTube code. By the way, I take personal responsibility for YouTube blocking Manus because I figured out with Manus's help how to crack the YouTube algorithm, and now virtually everybody is doing it. And now we have a course called YouTube Profits. We also meet every week, and this week it was just an hour and a half of action-packed, me looking in on people's projects and helping them out. Writing a book with Manus, and learn to create amazing video with Google VO3. This is the first guide in history. And here is a prompt guide with voice. Here is the whole thing itself. Each of these courses would sell for anywhere from some for 97, some for 497, and the one that's coming, which is going to be becoming a prompt engineer, is going to sell for $29.97. Now I understand that adds up. We also have a community where people are talking about themselves, about what they're doing. Austin, Texas. This was posted today. Austin, Texas just endured the most intense weather and hailstorm in history. I jumped in at the gun to utilize my tools to create guides and sovereign tone content. He's in the insurance. Manus now says you can edit website text directly. She wrote the book. Prompt for analyzing a website. Building a knowledge base. Building business systems. Copying Manus responses. Long-winded idea turned into novels. This is the magic prompt. Just knowing this prompt lets you build anything without skills whatsoever. A book series. Hi, everyone. I've worked so hard and so long today. I truly believe Harlan's going to change my life. I'm ready to retire from a long, hard 10 years that no doubt led me here. YouTube Classroom. Faceless Strategy Guide. Google VO3 Guide. Creating a website, integrating Manus and GI level. Email sequences. How to chunk down in a niche. Traffic and visibility. Here he made a prompt called the Harlan prompt that will basically help you create things. She built her first website. Okay. She's working on Manus on her phone, email management. Folks, this is an opportunity that if you added up the value of all of the courses that were here, it is something that is literally beyond belief, because our goal is to create success. Let me show you this. This is Ed. he created a coloring book and with Manus so that people could color it in and the cover and so forth, and published it. It's absolutely insane what you can do. Here's someone who built a website about building respect with Manus. There's Caroline's session. Manus gave him ideas of what to build. And here are the courses. Now, if you were to add up the value of what we're talking about today, it would be $5,000, $10,000. But if you talk about the ability that you will have to position yourself as being one of the only ones to intelligently know how to use Manus for profit, you'll be blown away. I want you to give me a guess. Do you know that people, professionals like lawyers, doctors, dentists, all want to have books? Tell me why you think that they want to have books. Why do you think? Credibility, ego, credibility, passive income, look smart, to be known. Do you know that there are a lot of people that are in the business of using AI to write books for them? Al says instant authority. Instant authority. Take a guess at what people charge to write a book with AI for these professionals, and they get it. Guess. Herb says thousands. Keep going. 10,000 plus. Two people said 150K. Well, actually, the average price is a low of 10,000 and a high of 75,000. Come closer. I want to whisper something into your ear, just between us. You could do the same book in a fraction of the time, written better, more professionally, and they will stand online to give you $2,000 to write the book for you. It's amazing. So the bottom line here is everywhere you look, there is opportunity. There is gold on the ground. The only question is, do you want to be the one to pick it up? Now imagine, I want to build a picture. You are working with me not to play games, not to write birthday cards, not to write songs, on it's someone's birthday and you write a song and you do it in Chat GPT and everybody thinks it's so cute. But over the course of a year, you work with me solely on money making opportunities, and you work with me. So we have an opportunity to do just that, and there is more. To join our mastermind and get and get all of the courses that you see, every course that you see is included except one. And I'm about to tell you about that. The price for a year is $2,777 for 1 year. And Corey will put the link in there. Now that includes a live event in Boca Raton, Florida, where I will be in person. I will not be dialing it in. You'll bring your computers. We will sit and we will work together, and we will work on your Manus account and your Manus project. And I promise you, you will be leaving with a sophisticated project. And that includes, you sign up for the year, it includes a top secret 5K course. And there are just 5 spots available for that. But for those of you who want a pay as you go option, it's just $297 a month. $297 a month. There's no contract. You can cancel anytime, but you won't want to. Not when you're generating money-making ideas and taking those money-making ideas and turning them into cash. If you do not take one of the ideas that you get from working with me and pay for your monthly income 3 times over in the next 2 months, I would check your pulse, because the money is just going to be rolling in. But then you will get on weekly calls with me. I will help you in the group. I will bend my back to help you. You just won't get those one-on-one calls with me. And you'll also have to earn an invitation to come to the live event. How do you get an invitation to the live event? Make something really cool. And just like, on all those reality shows, people vote someone off the island. Well, here, we're not going to vote people off. We're going to vote people on. So you build something super cool and you share it with the community, and you could be invited to that seminar. Now, that seminar is deliberately going to be for our most successful people. Now, I want to talk to you. I want you to hear from one of my partners in crime today, and his name is Adam. And Adam saw the potential of Manus, and man, he is become a Manus wizard. We did a session looking at a new business, showing him how to build websites, seeing the competition for his new business. And it was like his road to Damascus. Everything lit up for him, and the glowing sign said Manus. So, Adam, you want to unmute yourself and talk about your own personal experiences with Manus?
I would love to. What is up, Harlan? Hold on 1 second. Let me just see if I can pin us both up here. Oh, there we go. I think it works like that. Boom.
Well, you know how to do it better than I do.
Listen, that's the last thing I know how to do. But man, I got to say, one, I thank you. This is this has been a learning lesson for myself again. Like the first time when I learned from you, what was interesting was I was right about, guys, when I reached out to Harlan, I saw what he was doing with artificial intelligence. Let's just call it what it is, right? It's artificial intelligence. I saw that there was going to be a break, right? And the break is going to be you either know about artificial intelligence or you don't, right? That's going to be the new economy. So I reached out to Harlan, right? And I asked him for one-on-one time, and he sent me this link. And the link was actually to buy the one thing that's free in the group. Once you're in there, if you haven't gone to join Manus, go to joinmanus.com and get with us. But I want to tell you something about what I thought about the first second I was about to hand that money over. I had to look at myself and say to myself this: what if my dreams died? Okay. What if right then and there my dreams died just because I didn't have access to certain information? And to be quite honest with you, um, what really what I would say, what really caused me, because everyone gets nervous, right? When you're starting to get into this new trend. But you do understand there's people that are in the beginning of a trend and there's the people that are missing the trend. I missed the Facebook trend, right? I missed the first time websites were invented. I missed a lot of things. What I've learned is when you miss out on a trend, you're going to work really hard and make a little bit of money. But if you're on the front of a trend, you can do the opposite. The thing that I thought was that success was reserved for someone special. And I'm encouraging you tonight to join us because what you have just seen, honestly, has begin something that's just scratching the surface. There's certain things I learned on that lesson with Harlan that I would not disclose on a public webinar, but I would disclose in that group. So when he's sitting there and he's talking about something that he is absolutely the best in, and he's extending his hand, you have to make a decision whether or not you're going to grab it. How we'll know is if you go to joinmanus.com and we see you on the inside. Now, I'm just going to be very clear that this is for everybody, but not everybody's going to apply the information. Now, here's what happened to me personally when I applied the information. I spent about 2 hours per night, 2 hours per night, because I work a lot. My day started at 4:30 a.m. I have an office that Harlan was talking about when you win the contest that you're going to come to. It's 1800 Northwest Corporate Boulevard. I'm in Suite 303. You guys can go ahead and Google it. There's going to be 9 or 10 people sitting around our conference room when we're talking to you one-on-one about your business. As he stated, there's 2 ways to earn it. Obviously, an annual. We'd love to have you. We just know it's a higher level of commitment. B, let's say you can't do that. No big deal. What I'm trying to say is, what side of the trend do you want to be on? Money gets made and money gets lost. So what we're really looking for is individuals that want to take everything Harlan said and get the inside story. Like, how do we implement this as quick as possible? Because in the age of AI, what literally you could be shown the next day could be outdated. Not when you have a guy like Harlan. He's so far ahead of it, right? You saw he's posting inside the group about VO3, right? He was the first one to go, oh, aha moment, right? So what I'm trying to really get to is this isn't a course. This isn't like something. This is something that we take very personally. And what I want to encourage you to do is join us. I'm not going to lie to you. I want you to join us. It's not going to be for like all the effort, honestly, that I'm going to be putting in or Harlan's going to be putting in. We put in effort regardless. There's no like off switch, right? So, but what we want to do is we want to take people that are really good that, you know, you may have skipped a beat because I did, right? I missed out on a lot of opportunities. Regardless of what you think, if you don't know AI at a basic level, and trust me, if you know it at a basic level, you know it way more than an average business owner, like big time. But if you don't know that little piece, you're not going to be able to literally run a business or communicate with a business that is. So that's called getting on a trend. And as you guys saw, he showed you books, right? I don't particularly have an interest in books, but hit that prompt he has that's inside the group. When you go to joinmanus.com, you'll see it's like literally how to write a romance novel. Do you know how like amazed I was at that? It wasn't like I was interested in the subject. Manus just got me straight to the point very quickly. I use it all day long, right? The funny part that I joke around with my friends is I have like ChatGPT open, I'll have Manus open, right? I'm literally just trying to like buy time. And that's what we're going to show you. The question is, you know, sometimes when you make big decisions, you got to dig deep, like really deep down inside and find something that you not normally have used before or had before. And the problem with making those decisions is that the line is so small that if you really literally knew how many times if I didn't like trust my instinct and do something, even though it wasn't logical at that time, how many steps forward I would have been back. So go to Join Manus. Let's figure out how we can lock arms, literally lock arms, right? and do something that most people aren't going to be able to do in the next 10 years. This is a shortcut, right? You need shortcuts in life, right? Some of you are sitting there, right, and you're nervous about joining a paid community for the first time. Let me tell you something. So was I, to be honest with you. Now I literally don't know how many are on the Amex credit card because they just pile up. I don't I don't cancel it because I don't want to use it. It's because I honor the creator of it. And I got to get you in that mindset where that's not even an issue. The only way I can do it though is if you really, really, really want to do it yourself. And how you'll show me or show us is making a small financial commitment. Now, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I get asked to make a final financial commitment, I go, "Oh God, what am I getting myself into? What's going to happen? Let's say for 1 month, right, that you went in this group and you didn't get any success. The only way you actually could do that, to be honest with you, is if you didn't literally follow like a video after a video after a video. And quite honestly, even some of those videos, I asked Manus to sum up, right? So that's what I'm trying to talk about. Speed is the object here. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'd love to see it in the chat. I would love like 3 to 5, maybe 10 people tops, join arms with us. And if you guys do, here's the thing. Harlan, it was Harlan's Freddie V. Congratulations, man. Annual membership. You know what? Tell Freddie V first class tickets on me personally to come down here. I reward first
Whoa.
movers. But first class, I don't know where you're from. Is if you're in the United States, you were going to fly down here first class on my dime. You literally, all you got to do is literally go to my LinkedIn or whatever. Just connect with me there, figure it out. I'll have Corey maybe connect us. You have a guaranteed first class ticket down here to Boca Raton when we run that meeting. That's how serious I am about it's not the decision, guys. It's the long. How how do you want people? Let me ask you this: if you're selling services, do you want your clients going, I'm going to think about it? Do you know what that's the quickest way down, right? I'm going to think about it. Well, when you think about things, guess what kind of clients you attract, ironically? People that think about it. When you make quick decisions, guess what? You get rewarded. Boom. That's a reward. Freddie, on a deal, it was who you are, not what you're trying to do. So guys, listen. Who's going to join Fred? Who's going to join Fred? Fred's got a guaranteed ticket, and then if we get 7 people, maybe 8, I will literally do another ticket. Um, Email me. I'll book it as soon as we nail down the dates. It's going to be probably within. It's getting hot down here though too, Harlan. I don't know if they're.
No, we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it during the summer, and we want to wait until the tail end of the hurricane season.
I like the hurricane season though.
Yeah, well, I don't want to have an event booked and then everybody go, I don't want to come here. I mean, you guys ought to know, and I don't want to say jinx it, but Boca, everybody panics, but hurricanes have skipped over Boca. I don't know. The other side of Florida is just much more appealing. The real reason is because we are the closest city to the Gulf Stream current. And so it literally drives away hurricanes. So they'll go anywhere else because the Gulf Stream would help break up the hurricane. So I've been down here close to 30 years now, and 26 years, and we saw the worst we saw was the tail end of a category 1. That was it.
I sit here and I'm in awe, and I think about. Have you ever had a time in your life where the future costs of your current decisions just went wacky? Like you didn't quite understand what type of opportunity came along. And if you did, what would you relate AI to?
Man, there are so many times, there were so many opportunities. it reminds me of baseball when people talk about the swing that you didn't take. The swing you didn't take. It reminds me of my work with Jay Abraham. The first time, one of the first times that I wrote for Jay Abraham was a seminar called Swing for the Fences. And Jay encouraged people, don't just swing, swing for the fences. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to swing for the fences. We want you to really become successful. Now, I know something. I'm going to remember Johnny Carson with Karnak the Magnificent. I know something. I see that there are 54 people who are still here. And these 54 people are here because they secretly want to join, but they're afraid. What if I make a mistake? What if I'm being sold a bill of goods? Well, that's why we showed you what's in and we showed you what the people are saying. You heard from live people on the call, none of whom were prepared, were prepped. They just showed up and we asked them if they would be kind enough to say a few words. It was all spontaneous. This is completely unscripted. This is flying by the seat of our pants. But I know that if you're here, you want in. You've seen, you've heard about the potential. And so it is the end of the month. I know a lot of people are getting paid on Friday. And I know that if you want to do it, you can make it happen and see what a month can do. Because I guarantee you that if you come on board for a month, the most important purchase that you will make will be coming on board. Of course, if you're really ready to go for it, if you're ready to go full in, do the year in full, get a freaking first class flight down to Boca and work with us.
I'll extend it to the next 3 people. I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now to 2 people that can make a decision. I'm that confident, guys. I know you. It's not that you need to do it with us. Like let me just be very clear. It's like, hey, do you want to get skills that you could literally go ahead and apply and get you out of the. I remember this time, right, when I actually sat there and I was working for someone, and some of you may be working for, someone, some of you aren't. Some of you are probably AI geniuses. That's why you follow Harlan, right? But like when you can literally learn how to build something for a company and get paid for it, you do realize that it's not a fad. Like, let's just be very clear. This isn't like, guys, I'm not here to run a lemonade stand. All right. Let me just make that very clear. I am here to look for go-getters, people that want to make a difference professionally and personally, because those are my 2 things. I don't care where you come from, what your race, your religion, anything is. All I care about is, do you want to do better for yourself? That's it. If you're that type of person, join us. Can you please advise of the times of live sessions? I'm in Sydney, Australia. James, I wish I
Okay,
could
so
tell you. That's
I'm
crazy.
actually working on that now. So you are 14 hours ahead of us. So our sessions are 5 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, which would mean um, 9 or 10 a.m. your time. In other words, it's not in the middle of
That's
um,
amazing, actually.
it's not in the middle of the night while you're sleeping.
Yeah, get James, get in a group, dude. We could, I would love to possibly get extensions over in Australia. You know what I mean? Guys, like we're not like if it's not clear on what we're looking for, then um you're probably not reading between the lines. And what I mean by that is this. There's certain things we could say on a public webinar about AI and how to make money with it and what businesses are looking for. I talk to a lot of people pretty much all week, and they're all literally, no matter what I talk to them about, it ends up to be AI. You have to be willing to learn a new skill set, right? Let's be perfectly clear. Money does not grow on trees, but if you want to learn a new skill set and you want to cut the line, you just want to get it done, join us. Go to join Manus. I already told you the 3 people I'm going to fly them first class. I'm going to lose money by bringing you down here. That's how confident I am in you when you're sitting across the table from me, from Harlan, from Corey, and other people that are, you can't be around that type of environment and fail. You literally can't. There's nothing guaranteed, be crystal clear, right? But you can't be around that environment and fail. So if I'm willing to pay you to actually come down here, what are you actually waiting for? Who's not making a decision? I put my money up, and I'm only doing that because Harlan said it was his group. I already know you guys are successful. I already guys know, you guys want to be more successful. It's just a matter of, do you want to do it? Yes or no, right? We're not here to convince you. We're showing you. There's only so much proof we can give you.
Now, some of you are in my own Manus group, and everything in my Manus group is a la carte. You are ordering off the a la carte menu. When the prompt engineering comes out, it's going to be $29.97. Or you could get it included when you join the Manus School for AI, that school group. Joinmanus.com. Look, you want to pay retail? Okay. But if you really want to get the best deal, you'll join Manus. Now, whether you join today or you want to think about it or you want to see the replay, I understand. Some people came in late and they missed the opening demonstration. Okay, no problem. But you belong in this group. You belong in this group. And James from Australia just joined us.
Oh, wait.
So congratulations and welcome.
I said pay for the plane ticket. I didn't mean from Australia.
I don't know, but well, he joined us a monthly, so but we'll welcome. Enthusiastic digital marketer and content creator. James, your life as a content creator is about to become a lot easier.
And a lot
Content creation, man, that is something that you are going to be able to do.
I love it. I love the fact that he could like spread the word there when he hears about the affiliate side of this.
Heck, he's going to be the only one in Australia doing this. He
First
already
of all,
loves Manus. Wait, you're going to be the Australian Manus expert.
and the reason why is we're betting on you because you bet on you. I mean, simple.
James, if I were you, I'd be looking for a domain name like Down Under AI Agency, Down Under AI Agency, or, whatever. I would buy that domain name.
Quickly. Fingertips on the keyboards.
First money making action things.
Ooh. Love it.
Oh, and he's already presenting.
This is the one thing, Harlan, the quality of the group to me is like, it's next level, to be honest with you. There is a lot of like very good people that have very like, it's not like it's a crowd where it's just it's like this, man. Like these are business, like they're business owners that want to just really get ahead. I'm excited. I'm more excited about the Australia part of it than anything. That's a wide open territory. Where's everybody else from? I apologize. I probably didn't even ask. Anyone from any different country?
James spoke about hands-on AI workshop to accelerate your practice growth.
Love it.
Unbelievable, man. You are going to be raking it in.
Maybe do a live training with him with the in the group. Welcome to Al Robinson. And we got Damn. Let me look at this website real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, I like
Al, welcome.
Al Robinson. No kidding. You had over 600 practitioners. Is that the third one? Al, what do you do, man? Show me. I want to know about your business. What do you do? I want to try to help you live. Like literally, what do you do? What's your biggest obstacle? Is it just getting started? And feel free to come out too, my man. Like I will gladly bring you out. I just want to, for me, I just want the straight line, meaning I just want to get like, let's figure out how to cure that problem. James will love our affiliate program. Oh yeah, for sure. First AI summit, we had a huge response. Dude, I love it. Just getting started. My day job is a programmer. Awesome, man. What do you want to accomplish? So programming, right? If you know, I don't know programming, but I'm literally AI makes me a programmer. It's silly to say. So if you have a basic skill set with it, what are you trying to do? Do you want to create a business? Do you want to just monetize your hourly ability to earn money? Or do you want to try to go to companies and maybe get equity for being able to know AI? Because that's where I see it going, to be honest with you. I'd be happy to yeah, I got literally guys, I got like 15 minutes. I could hop on here. Let's talk business, guys. We got three. I want to get five, maybe six, seven. Like start a business and make some income. Hey, well, you're well on your way. Let me see. I'm an art dealer for my mom's. Put that in a public chat and I will respond. I want to go back to Al. Just getting started. My job's a programmer. Boom, boom, boom. I'd like to start a bit. All right, Harlan. I'm gonna ask you this. So Al Robinson is he's getting started. His day job is a programmer, and he'd like to start a business and make some income. What would you and he's part of he's in the group. He just joined. So again, he's a
Al, what do you code in? What do you program in?
see, this is why I don't know everything. Put it in the
Why,
chat.
why don't you unmute yourself?
Yeah, if you want JavaScript, you want to unmute yourself. You want me to bring you out, brother? Hold on. Let's get him out here. I love talking to decision makers. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sure
What's up, my
can.
man?
Okay, so you program in Java.
JavaScript,
long-
yeah. ServiceNow.
How long does it take you to code in Java? What are you using?
Well, I support ServiceNow for hospital in Chicago.
Okay.
And depends on the project. Sometimes it takes a long time.
All right. And who's doing the coding? You're doing it yourself, or you're using what tools you're using?
Sometimes I use Chat GPT to help me out for some things. Sometimes it gets it right, sometimes
Give
it
me an
doesn't.
example of a project that you might be working on.
So I might be doing a script, say for instance against the table, find all the entries that match a certain filter criteria, and then maybe I might update a value or export it to an Excel file to give
Okay.
for a user.
All right. What would happen if Manus did that for you in an hour or so?
That would be great.
And what if you didn't tell the hospital that it only took an hour or so?
That would be great too. I mean, like I said, I used Chat GPT. I've tried Manus too, I think, to write code segments for me. And I don't tell the hospital.
Well, I'm telling you that the possibilities are that you can go to the hospital people and say, okay, what would be your dream application? What would be your dream application? What would make everything function better? let's go department by department. You think that people at the hospital, the heads of the department, might agree to meet with you and you can ask them that question?
They might. I mean, everybody in healthcare is interested in AI right now, a
Yep.
lot.
And you are going to be on the cutting edge. And what if you became known? Do you live in Chicago, Al?
Yes.
Okay, good. One of my favorite cities. Um, what if you one of my favorite restaurants is right near the Lakeshore area.
I want to get you a gift certificate. Tell me.
Oh, yeah, but it's out in Chicago, so they don't ship. But imagine you became the healthcare guy, the go-to guy in healthcare care in AI in Chicago.
That would be awesome.
Doctors' offices, you know, you will have the credentials, you will have the skills, and all you have to do is just ask questions, get on our calls, and we will head you in that direction. We can do it. We can do it. You can do it, and make life easier for you. Now, to tell you the truth, if I cheated while we were on this call and some of our people were talking, I went back to Manus and said, okay, this is exactly what I told it. Turn this outline into a book, write it chapter by chapter. Do not wait for my input. Just go on and write the next chapter until the book is done. Understood? And it is like something 23 chapters, and it is finishing chapter 12 right now. And I've been on here with you, and Manus is creating the book totally in my absence. I will have it formatted in the end, into a docx. I will have it formatted, and I can have it published and be up on Amazon. All I need is a cover, and and be on Amazon selling this tomorrow morning. That's money.
James, if you want to come out, James, by all means, man. Are you in? Let's bring him out. Hold
He's in
on.
Australia.
This will be crazy. If you want to come out, James, raise your hand, maybe. I don't know how to.
I'm here. I'm listening to you guys.
Oh, what's up, man? Hold on. Let me throw you in the spotlight. Hold on. Go ahead. What's up, my man? How you
Hi
doing?
there. Oh, that's been fun. Joining you. I actually joined late, but I was on one of Harlan's sessions a week or so ago, I think. So I'm
Okay.
glad to be part of your community.
Now, you ask which one do I have? The answer is I consider myself a power user.
Yeah.
And so I was on the pro plan. And the pro plan was the $199 a month. But something has happened to Manus, and they have gone on this crazy reward people. So credits were 19,900 a month, and now you saw me. I'm sitting there at 95,000, and I didn't buy them. The credits just keep going up and up and up, and I couldn't possibly. And the book outline cost me, with the rating, it cost me negative money to put
Right.
out,
Very good.
to
Yeah.
put out a book. How insane is that?
That's cool. Yeah.
Now imagine next time you go to that conference and you say, how many people here would like a book making them the authority in their niche? How many
Yeah,
people do you think
absolutely.
would raise their hands?
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
And you will in one day just whatever, push yourself, unfortunately, um, and you will push yourself, unfortunately, into a higher tax bracket. I apologize for that.
Oh well, that's a good problem to have, right?
What are you looking to get out of this? I'm genuinely curious because Australia is a very exciting place for us to help spread the message.
Well, my market niche is natural health practitioners. I have a background as a naturopath, but I've been in marketing for decades, and I lived in the US for 10 years. And so I'm just an enthusiastic marketer, and that's my niche that I want to contribute to. So the AI summit that I put on with 6 other presenters was a terrific response. So I just want to build my reputation and ability to impact that audience nationwide and worldwide. There's no reason why I can't be doing, um, contributing to that niche internationally as well. So,
By the way,
you know,
I want to welcome Jessica Dingler for joining us. Welcome, Jessica.
Jessica, let's bring Jessica out too. James, it's fantastic and it's inspirational to a degree. Like, right, I'm like listening, like you're literally in Australia, you're talking about your dreams, your ambitions, right? Um, where do you see like your next like 18 months maybe going? Is it in the building phase? Is it like what phase of the business are you in? And where do you
well, I
see?
mean, I have a marketing agency, and so we build websites, digital marketing services. We're quite big in the dental industry, and they've got plenty of money, whereas natural health practitioners don't have as much money. But once I can show them that they can make money more easily, like for example, on my class here, we just finished the latest workshop. One of my participants used a particular writing prompt that I gave her the week before, and she used it and sent an email and got 5 bookings in 1 week. Now that's unheard of for practitioners to have that kind of breakthrough. So because they often work really hard and they get burnt out because they spend so much time with clients. So if they can make a difference to how they grow their practice without working so hard, then it's a win-win for them and for me. So, I want to grow my ability to impact them. And that's why I do thrivingpractitioners.com, and I put the summit on AI powered practitioners. But I think the thriving practitioners will be my future, separate to my own agency, which is kind of which would become more of a referral source for website building, that sort of thing.
I love it. And when Harlan gave you he kind of gave you the URL vibe with the down under type thing. What did you
Uh-huh.
think of that when you first? Because I thought it was genius. Like to be honest with you, I'm a branding guy. When he said
Yeah,
that, it was genius because we do support members. Just let's be
yeah,
clear, especially early members that going to join
sure.
and part with 297.
Yeah.
But no, no. What'd you think about that vibe? Do you think that could help you? Like, I don't, I just don't understand quite the marketing there, but
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, Americans think of Australia as down under, but we are in Australia. So we don't think of ourselves as down under unless we're talking to someone like you and we say, yeah, come on down under for a holiday. So for our own market, I don't think that would be
very
um,
interesting.
the right branding perspective. But I'm a branding guy too. And over the years, I've had hundreds of domain names in my possession. They were all a business plan waiting to happen, and I still have a few, but uh, I think I've got a pretty good niche with thrivingpractitioners.com, and because that's really I think that's got lots of potential. With the AI powered practitioners for the summit works really well too. So, but I'm open to more ideas. So,
No,
um,
no, love it,
it
man.
could be practitioner bookwriting.com and that sort of thing, where if I go after a niche of a particular angle to use AI, then that can become um, uh, a marketing opportunity.
I love it because like every time like I've learned more about AI, it's a new marketing angle, right? It's like it's just
Right.
I'll be like, oh, this is what I'm doing, and Harlan just comes out with this wizardry, and I'm like, okay, I thought that was the way I should say it. And then I like boom. I love it. I was meeting with a guy earlier. He gave me this term. It was called total TAM, so total available market. So
Uh-huh.
what you do, what's the total available market? Meaning how many people could potentially be a customer?
Well, it's big, and for the practitioners themselves, the natural health market is in Australia. It's a multi-billion-dollar market. People spend a fortune on natural health, and so for practitioners to understand that they can profit from the market as well, then that's what I'm showing them. But because reality is, most practitioners spend 90 to 99% of their time learning more clinical skills. They don't learn marketing skills. So if I can impact them with in their 10%, have their 10% work much better, then that's a success.
Hold on, man. I apologize. 1 second.
So, James, what you just shared is actually the bane of all helping professions.
Yes,
Um, I once had a conversation with Dan Kennedy. Do you know the name?
I know, admit it, yeah.
Okay, so Dan was invited to the National Guild of Hypnosis program,
Uh-huh.
and he was going to speak about marketing hypnosis. And he walked in, and everybody, and I'm quoting Dan, everybody is sitting around putting everybody else into trance. And they're going, I have the woozy doozy trance, I have the instant trance, I can put you into trance faster than you can put me into trance. And nobody wanted to come to his marketing talk. And he said he went to a chiropractic convention and everybody's giving themselves the adjustment. I know this technique, I know that technique. So there's only really going to be a very small percent of numbers that are going to be interested in marketing per se. But I'm going to tell you a secret. I don't mean this anything bad. They have, let's just say, they have a very strong belief in their ability to heal.
Yes.
And anything that gives them credibility, they are more into the credibility and the prestige that they will get than they are into the money. So if you approach them and you say, this book is going to make you more money, you know what they're going to say? Nah, not
Yeah.
interested. But this book is going to show off your powers as a healer, as a nutritionist, as a this or that. Oh, now you're talking my language.
That's a great distinction. I love it. That's awesome.
But but because I've worked with these people for years
Yeah.
and I understand, I worked with yoga teachers.
Yeah.
The average yoga teacher who was on my list was making less than $10,000 a year,
Hmm.
and they weren't interested in marketing. And then I learned to say to them, you know, this is not about making money. This is about an exchange of energy. You are giving your energy to the room. And as you know, energy has a path to follow. And when they give you money, they are transmitting that energy back to you. And all of a sudden, the lights went on.
Yeah.
It's like talking to people from almost a different planet.
Yeah.
But
I love it.
if you understand the concepts of how to talk to them and how to assist them in, helping more people, in healing more people, they will eat out of your hand.
I love it. That's great. Thank you.
And Leanne said, just teach them to build an AI robot for clients that answers their questions to avoid burnout. The problem is, if you understand these people, they don't believe that an AI robot can do what they can do.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, their values are like sole purpose and adding value. But what the AI Summit opened the eyes for hundreds of practitioners is that now they realize they don't have to work so hard. There's more efficiency systems. And so from relative skepticism and indifference or lack of knowledge, now I've got a cohort of people who are very, very curious and are learning and growing. And so with my colleagues, we're opening it up. And an interesting thing, Harlan, from a recent research study that one of my colleagues did of natural health practitioners is there's a paradox. One is that they have a high level of burnout. And on the other flip side, they have a tremendously high level of job satisfaction. So, that's an interesting one to address where we can reduce the burnout factor and increase the job satisfaction. And I think AI's got a role to play, and they are now starting to come on board.
All right. Guys, you're on here. There are still 40 of you here. We know that you have something that you want. We know that there is literally nothing that can stop you on the path to success. All it takes, you don't need to believe in me. I want you to believe in you. Now, I see Renee here. Renee, how long do you know me? I don't know if she's still. Renee, you still here? Maybe she stepped away. But I was actually looking through my notes last night for when I first met Renee. It's years ago.
I'm here.
You're here. Okay. How many years ago did we meet virtually?
I've been following you for at least 12 years, I would venture to guess.
Okay. And when did we first start working together?
I don't know that we've ever worked together one-on-one, but I've purchased several.
What about in the John Carlton group?
I don't think I was in the John Carlton group.
Oh, I thought that's where I remembered you from.
No, I've just been on your mailing list for years and years, and I've purchased a number of your products, and I've just wanted to stay in touch because I know you're always on the leading edge of things. So,
Oh boy, we are on the leading edge. What do you do, Renee?
I'm a professional student at the moment. I'm actually trying to get something going for myself. I've been working in family businesses for years, and we sold the last one last year, and I just want to create something of my own.
Yeah, and what if Manus told you exactly what to create?
That's what I want. I want Manus to tell me.
And what if Manus told you what the gaps were in the areas of your interest, which I did for someone today, and it showed him exactly where he could go. And what if it then built out your business and your website, and a marketing plan for the next 12 months?
That would be, yeah, that would be fabulous. I'm very good at listening and learning, and not so great at implementing. So,
Well, what if Manus gave you an implementation plan?
yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Manus can do all of these things without any hype at all. Okay. We have Scott on the line. Scott jumped on and wrote a book as soon as he heard about Manus, got on with me, put out a book. It's on Amazon. Scott, what's the name of the book? Go find it on Amazon. I don't remember the name. Scott, you're going to have to tell me. Let's see. There it is. Bring it up. There's Scott's book. He called it The AI Valance, Navigating the Hype and Promise of Artificial Intelligence for Small Business Survival. And let me tell you, it's quite a book. And people, he's quoted about AI transformation, business leaders, and he put this out, all copyright, all done with Manus and a little bit of magic. That is what our people do. They are success oriented. And we want you to be success oriented. We want you to overcome limitations that are self-imposed and literally discover that taking action solves more problems than you could ever possibly imagine. The time to join and get on board is drawing to an end, folks. Right now, we are looking for the people who really want to press the reset button on their life. You know, in golf, we had Mike on before who wrote a book about golf. In golf, I get something that's called a mulligan, a do-over. You have the opportunity from whatever you've been doing to press that reset button and totally change things and become a leader in the world of AI. It's real, it's possible, and our members are doing it every day. So right now, I want you to go to joinmanus.com and make that decision that, you know what, I do want to press that reset button. I do want to do things differently. And I'm ready to take action. I'm ready to make money because the whole idea, by the way, James, you love the idea of Scott's book. Guess who wrote it? Right? We worked on it with AI and then he added quite a bit to it. So the bottom line here is anyone can do these things. Anyone. If I showed you some of the things that I created with Manus, I'm not a coder, and I've built sophisticated programs. Okay. Does he disclose that he wrote it with AI? I don't know if he did or he didn't. I guarantee you that the majority of the books that are on Amazon right now are being written with AI, whether they credit it or they don't credit it. Okay. Some of the books are so sloppy that they leave their prompts in the book. Yeah, I've seen it. Some of the books are so sloppy that they use AI words again and again and again. Let's delve into it. And the repeat the word, or my favorite AI word that I see in romance novels written by AI is palpable. The tension was palpable. The touch was palpable. The emotions were palpable. The sensations were palpable. Like there's only one word. That's not what Manus does. Manus doesn't turn out something like that. Manus, you can tell it to humanize the language, and you won't see any of that in the next chapter. We will go ahead and dive even further into. No, we won't. We're just going to put out something quality. So, folks, this is a last goal, and that, yeah, AI has wiped out words like delve and elevate and palpable. But there are now actually all of the AI tools to test whether something is AI, they fail badly. There's no consistency. When something's written by AI, it's not always detected. And when something isn't written with AI, very often it triggers false alarms. So we are entering a brave new world. Folks, right now, we're about to wrap things up here. We're closing the door. Yes, you can come right down the URL, joinmanus.com. I know people get paid tomorrow. Some people want to join, see the replay. That's fine. We'll post the replay for you. But folks, this is an opportunity not to be missed. So last call, joinmanus.com. Come now, and we'll see you guys on the inside. Remember, the annual membership and that flight to Boca and a one-on-one is $27.77, and you're getting a full access and a one-on-one with me. The monthly membership is $297 a month. Cancel anytime you want, but I promise you, you won't want to. This is where it's at. Take care, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around. Bye, James. Bye, everybody. Bye, Adam. Bye, Al. Bye, Tim. Bye, Mike. Bye, Karen. And those of you who joined, we'll see you on the inside. Hey, Gary. Welcome, Fred. Can't wait to work with you. Christine. Christine, I think we talk tomorrow. Craig, see you again. Al, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good night, everybody, and take care. Bye-bye.